Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly. So today I'm here with a fun little tutorial. I'm going to show you how I made this Midori style mini album that I'm going to be using as my December daily. I created a couple extras, so those are on my website. I'm going to have the link on the description box down below. Also, I am having a Black Friday sale, so make sure you take advantage of those discount codes on the description box. And now let's go ahead and make this together. So to make this book, I selected a piece of fabric, and also I cut 2 pieces of a chipboard at 5.5 by 8.5 and 1 piece at 1.5 by 8.5. So first I'm going to secure the spine using a piece of cardstock. I'm just going to glue the spine and the 2 side sections. So always remember to leave a separation between your chipboard pieces. This space should be about 1/8 of an inch, and that way your book can open and close easily. So now I'm going to glue my chipboard pieces onto my fabric. I'm using fabric tack glue for this step. I typically just like to add my glue on my spine section. That way I don't get any glue stains on my covers. So once I add my fabric, I trim all around the covers. I only need about 1 inch of fabric all around to wrap the covers. And then I'm just going to glue down the sides using my fabric glue. I like to do the long sections first and make sure they're nice and secure. And then when I do the short sides, I like to tuck in the corners a little bit and secure that with my glue as well. So then I'm going to secure the inside of the spine using my designer cardstock. I like to use my double-sided tape on these areas to avoid any air bubbles that usually tend to happen when you open and close the book on that area. So then I'm adding this piece of cardstock. This right here measures 8.25 by 4 inches, and I just put that all over the spine, and then I go ahead and score on the bending lines of the book. So then I'm going to add the ribbon for the closure on this step before I add the inside covers. The inside covers were cut at 8.25 by 5.25. So now we have the cover ready, and we can go ahead and work on the pages. So for the pages, I cut my cardstock at 8.5 by 10.5, and I cut about 14 sheets, and I went ahead and folded those pages in half, and now I'm just kind of playing around with the designs for the booklet. So for this book, we're going to create 2 signatures, which are 2 booklets, and each one is going to have 7 folded pages. So once I have my pages ready and organized, I'm going to open them again, and then I'm going to poke a hole from the bottom at 1 inch. So normally I just set my paper puncher at 1 inch. That way I know all of the holes are going to be at the same distance. So I do 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom, and then I do the same for the other booklet as well. And then I'm also going to do the holes on the spine of the book. So for this one, I'm going to do 2 holes, and again I'm keeping the same 1 inch distance from the edge, and I'm just eyeballing where I'm putting my my holes, but you can definitely measure if you like. Since the spine is 1 inch and a half, you can do the first hole at 1/2 inch and the second one at 1 inch if you want yours to be super exact. So then I'm going to use a needle and some twine, and I'm going to add my signatures onto my book. So I'm going to start with the second one, the one that's going to go on the back, and I start at the bottom, and then I pass my needle through the bottom hole on the spine as well. And so this is not actually stitching, you're just passing the needle through, and I want to make sure that my signatures are really strong because this is going to get a lot of wear and tear. So I'm going to do a double loop for each one of these. So now I come out the top, and then I'm gonna go down on the bottom once again. Here you can see me kind of struggling with the needle a little bit, but so yeah, so then it's just all about lining up your pages correctly, which mine kind of wearing at the moment. But anyway, so we're just going to go down on the bottom again. Now I'm going to leave the tail there because that's going to be where we're going to make the knot at the end. So now this part is kind of important because this is different from the other steps that I've done before. So you're going to go back on the bottom but of the other booklet. So you are going to kind of start adding the other signature now without having to cut. So you see how you have that little line connecting the two at the end. So again, like I said, I wanted these to be really strong, so I think it's better if we stitch them all together. And now I'm going to go on the bottom and then come out on the top, and then I'm going to do one more loop. So on that second loop, once I insert from the top and come out, I'm going to go back to the first signature. So we're gonna do another one of those little bridge crossover sections right there. So you see me going in, and then I'm just gonna pull the needle through the other side, And then here I am just finally going to tie these again. So this was a new little binding that I tried because I wanted my pages, like I said, to be really strong. So finally, I'm just going to make a knot right there. So you want this to be really tight. So when you finish making the knot, it's going to loosen up a little bit. So which is okay, but make sure that you pull your twine really strong. And then you're just gonna cut the excess. And I think we are basically done. There you go. You have all of your pages. You can also try adding different types of paper and kind of have it as a young journal as well, but I wanted mine to be more like a Midori mini album. And here I'm showing you how it looks from the outside. And so yeah, I'm really happy how these turned out. I actually love playing with different techniques with fabric and combining mini album elements. The last thing that I'm going to do is add that little label. That way we can write down the year if you're using this as a December daily. And I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. Like I said, I do have some of these books available for sale on my website, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.